What was that?
What is the difference between
say it.
hip hop
it was
and rap?
that.
I think hip hop is.
But I peeped.
What's your
Rap are
definition?
lyrics. When you rap, the rapping is the lyrics. Hip hop is a culture. It's what gave little black boys and little black girls a reason to believe that they too could be successful without going to college and having a standardized education. I think it gave them the opportunity to know that there could be a life where they could buy their mother a house and be able to buy their sisters and brothers cars and things of that nature. So I mean, you know, everybody has their own opinion. That's mine. I believe that rap is lyrics, and I believe hip hop is a culture.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Hip hop, is it a way of life? A culture, movement?
Or Nation of Islam or 5%. So that's a lot of their teaching too. You know what I mean? The Supreme Allah is what gives them their knowledge of self. So they are profound when they speak, and everything that comes from them teaches them about how to be a man and be better. So that's what that was his foundation. So that's what you saw.
Like you said, even his name, his father taught him that his name means king, and he's a king, you know, and to always remember that, you know. So it was just certain messages like that were being pumped, you know, into them too, like know what your name means.
Yeah, being raised as a Muslim, so I understood like a lot of them books. My daddy had them in the house. So when he was showing the books, I'm like, yep, remember saying that? Yep, remember saying that.
In the 90s, that was being pumped to us in our generation. You know what I mean? That's the only way I knew, you know, to stay away from some things that I stayed away from just anyway. But, you know, everybody, you know, gets their message. But the thing about it, like you were saying, there was some consciousness. There was a lot of consciousness being pumped into the music. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's like a 5%er. So I'm not trying to get into all of that, but I'm just saying there was still some relevance and some
I mean, but you gotta look at where he came from. His dad was educated, and you know all he did was read. And so if you in the household and you have a parent that you see books and stuff everywhere and they reading and it's about knowledge, you can't help but have that soak in some kind of way. And so that's, you know.
It was all about his mindset and what they pumped into him.
And then a lot of people appreciated that because I remember when it first came out. And all.
So many, you know, people come through the station and you wonder sometimes like, why them? Why him? What was it about him that just made people get behind him and push him to where he is? Because to me, I feel like he's good, but it's some people out here who are really dope. So
but
why
at
don't
the
they?
time, there was nothing like that. Sugar Hill Gang was on the East Coast was probably the hottest thing. The Sugar Hill Gang. Then you had the young guys that were coming behind him that kind of had a different flavor, you'll say. You know what I mean? And it drew in the dope boys. That's right. They was in the towers and they truly was slanging them things all over the place. You know what I mean? So after that, then you start seeing the young kids out there and everybody was on the corner and everybody was rapping. So you know, it's all, and then you have to lead into your spiritual side. It was his destiny.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then too back then, just with him and Arabi and Rakim and all of them, they were speaking on conscience rap. It was all about empowering our people. Why do you think like
the
now they don't even do that? If you speaking about something positive, you don't hear about it because that give us too much power. If that's constantly going in our ear all the time.
And see, the other thing about Nas too is that he found a way to incorporate all the grittiness, all the griminess, and all the bums on the corner, prostitutes in the alley, you know, doing whatever, and then he can switch it up at the same time and be like, okay, young shorty, you see that? You know, go get your education, go to school. You know what I mean? And that was one of the important things too. Why I feel he was a little bit more prolific in what I call the golden years of rap, because that's when our music had a lot more consciousness and it actually was giving us messages that we really needed as a people and what we needed to hear. You know, there were some dope boys on the corner that needed to hear, hey, I don't have to turn out to this. You know, I can go to school. School is the way
going
out.
to be the Biggies, the Nas, the Jay-Z's. That's going to be my era.
You have to call Biggie first.
Because that's all of
number one.
But you're going to be the South because the South came. You had Lil Wayne when he was a little bitty boy, and then Birdman and all that, and that's what really put the South on the map. Then came T.I. and all that.
I say I'm gonna disagree because I'm from Atlanta, so I know the South, the real underground South music. But I respect up north because Tribe Called Quest is my
That's your
That's my people.
Okay.
So, but you know, the I don't know if you guys even saw the documentary they did on the South. It came on. It may have been VH1, where they showed you where we was doing stuff down south during the same time, but they wasn't respecting it.
Right.
So yeah, some of those ones.
Because they probably like tease.
Yeah. Well, we always had Scarface. We had Ghetto Boys. You know, we had, but they weren't mainstream.
It wasn't being played on Rap City. It wasn't being played on your TV Raps or anything.
So
else.
it had
But
to
if
be
you think about it,
mainstream.
Nas and Biggie and all of them wasn't mainstream
That's right.
either. They
No.
were doing tapes, selling them out of their trucks
They
as
were.
well.
Exactly.
Right.
But I was still a hardcore fan of the South. But it's just that they weren't on the map like, yeah. But they weren't on the map like, like,
I'm from
you know,
Mississippi,
the
so.
Eric B. and Rakim.
She from Dallas.
I'm from Mississippi.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm
you
real
got
country.
David Banner. What? David Banner.
Yeah, I'm from
He
Jackson.
he put y'all on the map. He put
I like West Coast. I just like West Coast and I like the South.
I have girlfriends
That's what
that's
I
from
like.
California, and you can't tell them nothing about Snoop and none of them. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but no, she was like, you ain't no
You said
fan
I
of
didn't become a
hip-hop.
hip hop fan until Tupac.
Well, I
That's
can
what you
become.
said.
I can become a hip hop fan.
He's from New York.
I don't care that he's from New York. I know when he claimed that West Side baby till he died.
Only because of a fight. It was a very small fight with him and Biggie.
That was
And then he ended up on the West Coast. But he started out in New York too.
I respect the East Coast up north. I'm from Atlanta, so I got to represent the South.
Right.
So, you know,
I
it's like, you know, the
respect
South
it.
got something to say.
Yeah,
about
I
out there.
respect.
I mean, but I'm born
That's
and raised
because
in
she
Dallas.
like
But if you're a
Biggie.
hip hop fan, I mean, the doors of the South didn't open till Master P
I'm
came
not
out. So we're
saying
talking
that.
about
Wait a
years
minute.
down. Like, we're talking about Rap City. Everything we saw was East Coast.
I am not saying that the East Coast didn't
No,
work.
I know that. I don't feel like a person can say they're a true hip hop fan
Well,
if they can't
you're not the
embrace.
hip-hop judge.
If they can't embrace
Okay, you're not
some
the
hip hop
hip-hop
artists,
judge.
Salt and Pepper,
Okay,
Eric B.
I said I like them. I called
But-
out artists that I liked. I said there are artists.
You was
that
like,
So
I'm
she's
not-
acknowledging.
Yeah,
Believe
she
it
is
or
now.
Not, she is
Yeah, she is
acknowledging.
now.
You are acknowledging it. I'm just telling you. You are. Because
But it's genres too.
right.
As you can see, today many people still struggle with the categorizing of hip hop and rap, basically because of what's being pumped into our hearts. Hip hop is a way of life and the culture of, and rap, it was just born as another tool to act out the love and the struggles of hip hop.